Awesome! We're on the air!
Yeah.
Everybody.
Hello!
Hi, fella. Hi, Trish. Hi, JJ.
Hi.
Hello to everybody else out there in TV land. Welcome back to QOTD, the Question of the Day show, the game show that allows you to be on the air. Very exciting to have everybody back. All week long, we've all been answering questions that were questions of the day. There's a different question every day, and hundreds of you have given us your thoughts, your inspiring insights to all of these great questions. And all week long, you've also been voting on which ones you thought were the best. Well, now it is time for the big show where we're putting on your favorites. And now we're going to have a final vote and actually select the best of the best of the best, not done yet, of the best. And so, and that's going to be our final rounds. And so, well, I don't know. Do we hop right in, or are we supposed to do something else? I can't even remember. I lost the script. Sorry, guys.
I'm ready.
You know what it's about this week? We got questions on extraterrestrial jobs, ex-significant others, extreme zookeeping, and quick exits.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
It's next theme.
I love it when we have a theme. I really do. It ties it together. It was like almost as if we planned it instead of randomly choosing questions out of a poll.
For the X-Men.
So true. Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah, should we just like see which was the first one that we picked out of the goldfish bowl?
I think we should do it. Let's get into it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I think I know which one this is.
Ooh, it's a green comet.
Yes.
Ooh, space travel.
So does anyone want to read the question?
I will. If you were on the Death Star, what would your career be?
Yikes.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. I like
That's a
them
lot
all.
of pressure. That's like a big, that's like you're on that ship, there's no escape. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
gotta be places to hide. Like if you're sort of a lead. But that's not true.
I'd want to be
Yeah,
some sort
Bella,
of
if you're
robot.
working, what would be your job?
I'd want to be some sort of robot, I think. I think I wouldn't want to be a human. I'd like to be like R2-D2 2.
Oh.
And
Yeah, like flying around in the back of the plane and stuff.
like everyone loves me. There's no really like I pretend not to understand anything. That's what I would do.
Well, R2-D2 is the only character that was in every single episode.
Is that true?
I've heard that.
Yeah, well, and the other guy, little golden guy.
I think I would stay a little bit more out of the drama than he did. But
Well, yeah, so like nobody's shooting up the droids, but also I think that they get discriminated against. Like nobody really loves.
But I would use that to my advantage.
Oh yeah, kind of laying low. So
Yeah.
so there should be like a big button on your screen that says continue.
Yes. Just pressed it.
I feel like on the Death Star, my job would be chef, because I'd just be straight cooking it up for all the Death Star employees. They know me by name, make the best pizza on Fridays. You know, I'm making soup on Tuesday, 5-bean soup on the Death Star. They love it. They know me. And, you know, no one can get mad at the chef if you're cooking up all the time. So that's why I'd be on the Death Star. I'd be chef.
It's like an
This is a phenomenal question because people don't consider the fact that the Death Star is literally planet size. So think about the fact that, like, there are just so many people on the Death Star, and it is so unbelievably big. Like, it is hard to understand how big the Death Star is. So I would like to say my job would be as just any normal stormtrooper, but someone who got to travel to all of the different places, because I would just have to know what the system of travel is like in a planet-sized ship.
But maybe, Freddie, you should be like the Death Star bus driver.
Trash man.
Right. Well, we've seen the trash compactor, right, Trish?
Yes, we have.
I feel like for some reason I'd be that guy who's like right below Vader in commanding force, and I'd like say something that Vader doesn't like, and then he just lifts me up into the air to where I just can't breathe, and then I die. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that would happen to me, you know? Like, I really would get choked out by Vader.
So instigator, that's his job.
Yeah.
Drama starter.
He's the disposable.
My job on the Death Star would be to be an observer and watch it.
I don't know if that's a job.
Big job.
That's easy. I would be an accountant because we're kind of the most valuable in the Star Wars universe. You know, besides the Jedi, besides everybody else, who's going to keep up with all the taxes and the liens and all the financial all the financial situations on the Death Star. You know that costs money, so you're going to need an accountant. So I will be an important part to the Death Star.
That is a brilliant answer. Just brilliant. Because like, what's the point of having an empire unless you can capture the imperial taxes?
Exactly.
Hey, listen, everybody, it's time to vote. There are blue buttons on the bottom of your screen, and you should click one. The one that corresponds to the answer that you thought was the most inspiring, or the one that you agreed with, or the one that made you laugh, whatever you think. And let's send this person to the final round a little bit later in today's show. But you got to vote. By the way, if you're watching us on, say, Twitch or YouTube or maybe Instagram, you won't see those buttons on the bottom of your screen. It's just
little, what's it called? Modules that just go all over. I bet I could take you there in like 2 seconds across the planet.
You mean like an elevator or a train?
Like, yeah, like a train.
So there's another great sci-fi movie, if you love sci-fi the way that I do, called Logan's Run. And in Logan's Run, they're trying to go from one side of the city to the other, and they have these little automated trains, and they can go whoosh, shooting across at like little, what are those little trains that Elon Musk is making out in Los Angeles? Push by you. It's like that.
Yeah, just like a high-speed air rail train.
You know, it does make me feel like every day we live a little bit more in the Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, technology is developing rapidly. And, you know, I think we should speed on over to the next question.
Hey.
If you force us to.
Nice.
Well, the next question is an age-old one, guys. Is it really, really possible to be friends with your ex?
Oh, so interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like it is possible. It depends on whether you were friends before or you were like on amicable terms before, and like how the breakup went down. But like, I personally know a lot of people who dated each other and then remained friends afterwards. So I think it's definitely possible. Just depends.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical about it. You know, like my girlfriends from like 7th and 8th grade, like we like each other a lot, you know, and so we'll like talk to each other on Facebook and stuff like it. I'm trying to think, like my college girlfriend, like, no. You know, it's like once things start to get real, you're too wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
I don't know any personal experience. Maybe one of you other guys. I try to stick with one. I'm a monogamy kind of guy.
Fair. Well, I think we got some answers coming in about other people's opinions, so let's see what other people have to say about it.
That's like that was the last vote. Trash man.
Trash man. It's good delivery on that one.
Yeah. But what? Let's see what happens. I think it's gonna. I don't know what's happening. You know what? JJ, why don't you just hit refresh?
Okay. Yeah, I'll try. Okay.
Hey. Oh.
I think it's good to the next one.
I like this next one better anyways.
T.
Do you want to just head into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. The next question was.
There's more exes. Sorry.
Oh,
If you were a zookeeper, who would your very best friend be in the zoo?
All of them.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't go. There's so many.
I mean, it's so easy to love like the other, like, what do you, gosh, I'm having a hard time with words today. But you know, the ones that are like us, right? It's easy to love a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
It's easy to love a gorilla or an orangutan, but like, who will speak for the reptiles, for like a crocodile or a snake, right? I'm gonna like stand up and say my best friend is gonna be like the boa constrictor.
Oh.
They're so loving, maybe.
Oh God.
Or they're trying to.
They give real big hugs.
The biggest.
Yeah.
No way. I don't want anything I'd have to feed something else live to it. So, you know, hunks of meat for, I don't know. I can't do
You're going to go vegetarian.
Yeah, so maybe I should be with the reptiles. Aren't reptiles vegetarians? Or no? Oh no, they eat mice. Right.
I used to want to be a zookeeper when I was younger.
Yeah, no. What did you have?
Huh? I said I wanted to be a zookeeper.
Oh. Well, who would be your BFF?
Oh, I want to hug a leopard.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, I think we got some animals coming in now from the zoo, straight from the zoo. So let's check them out. Let's see. Oh no.
They look very familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there seems to be a theme, right? So what I'm going to suggest is that let's end, and then why don't you run the other version of the auto show manager? The one that test.
Should I stop streaming too?